Hello rail fans, and welcome to the Rusty Boxcar channel. Hope you enjoyed today's video. This video was all filmed on August 14th, so a pretty recent video for us here. I know lately I've been posting a lot of trains that we took back in the early spring through early summer. I've been really busy with some other projects we've got going on, lots going on at work. And just had a lot going on, not been able to get out to the track as much as we've liked. But last weekend decided to go spend about 6 hours, caught lots of activity, and just decided to go ahead and put it all in one large video for you guys since it's been so sporadic, some of our posts. I'm on vacation this coming week, so hopefully we'll be out and about, can get some good train footage. And then have a pretty good trip planned to Mount Rushmore at the end of September with several train watching stops planned along the way. So hopefully there'll be a lot more footage to come, and we'll get down to what we're seeing here in this video. So this first train up is IO28. It's a daily intermodal train. Goes from Fairburn, Georgia up to Chicago's 59th Street Yard. It had a single leader, 802, which is an ES44AH, and has a single unit as a mid-train DPU, 3359, an ET44AH. This one's 472 axles, and it's 11,021 feet according to the defect detector. Second up for the day here was I-141. This one is another intermodal train, runs on a daily basis southbound from North Baltimore, Ohio to the large CSX intermodal yard that's in Northwest Ohio. Goes down to Fairburn, Georgia. It had a couple of leaders there, as you could see. 5257, which is an ES40 DC, and 3052, which is an ES44AH. This one's got 408 axles and was 9,234 feet. And up next here we've got Track Inspector Ray trying to hurry up and beat M503 to Amqui and get off the tracks before that train came south. And just a couple of moments later for us, that M503 came southbound. It is a daily manifest train running from Chicago's Clearing Yard down to Nashville's Radnor Yard. Led up by 5248, a single ES40 DC. Going to have a single DPU 3182, which is an ES44AH. And this one's got about 552 axles, 8,281 feet. And up next here we've got M576, a manifest train that makes its daily run from Nashville's Radnor Yard up to Cincinnati's Queensgate. It's got 3 liters. We saw 8906 up there in the front position, one of the newer ST70AHs. Right behind it was 5252, an ES40DC in the new YN3C paint scheme with the website logo. And then behind that was 548, a CW44AH. This one is 574 axles, 8,021 feet. And here we have train number 5 for the day, C904. This is one of the coal trains, so one of the things we haven't really talked about much so far in this video is CSX's changes over the last several months of all of their train IDs. They started with the intermodals earlier this year, changing all those to I's from their original Q designation. They followed that up a short time later, moving a lot of all of the manifests to M from their former Q designations. Coal trains are now C, and they get an E still as they come back empty. Grain trains are now G's, whether empty or loaded. Initially it appeared that they were going to give them different numbers, southbound and northbound. But from what we heard on the radio out trackside this day compared to the website I used to get the symbols, it sounds as if maybe those G designations stay attached to the train both north and south, which seems a little confusing to me to have the same number either direction. But if any of you guys know anything, any further information on that, drop a note in the comments on this video. I'd love to hear from you. Not having been out for a lot of the summer, I'm still kind of catching up on what some of these new symbols are. So again, this one's C904. Show it as a loaded coal train headed southbound from Evansville, Indiana, where it came off the Evansville Western Railway. Headed down to Andrews, South Carolina, had 2 liters, 712 ES44AH and 3315 and ET44AH. Single mid-train DPU 836 is an ES44AH. This one's 474 axles and 6,240 feet. And here's another of those daily high priority intermodal trains headed north. This one's I-026. For those of you newer to the channel, the easy way to tell the difference between 26 and 28 northbound through Nashville is that 26 is going to have the UPS trailers on it, some other companies' trailers, as well as these domestic containers, where 28 is singularly the domestic containers. Same thing with 25 and 29 headed south. The 25 is going to have the trailers from UPS and other companies, as well as containers, and 29 does not. Well, actually 25 has some new equipment on it on a daily basis, and we'll talk about that more at the end of this video. We're going to catch 25 as the last train on this day. So again, this is I-026, daily intermodal from Jacksonville's Duval Yard up to Bedford Park, Illinois. Had 2 liters, 3463 and 918. Those are an ET and an ES 44AH. And then you saw that mid-train DPU there, 5229. That's an ES 40DC. This one's the longest that we caught of the day, 514 axles, 12,031 feet. Here we got one pretty swiftly moving north. This one's G366. It shows on the guide that I use that this one is the G366 moniker is for a Hillsdale, Indiana to Bolivar, Georgia loaded grain train. So we're going to assume that this is the northbound empty from Bolivar to Hillsdale, Indiana. Again, anybody has any other information, please share. Would love to be able to make sure I'm getting these straight. This one had 3 liters, as you saw, 248, which is a CW44AC, 5445, which is an ES40DC, and 3363, an ET44AH. This one's only 378 axles, 5,256 feet. Here we are with our next to last train of the day. This one's G437, a southbound grain train headed from Evansville, Indiana down to Ranger, Georgia. This one's led up by 2 locomotives, 5397, an ES40DC, and 4563, an SD70AC. This one is our shortest train of the day at 336 axles, or 4,672 feet. Alright, and last up is IO25, which is certainly different than any IO25 I've ever seen before. But I've understood from Facebook that recently these have started carrying auto racks in the front, generally somewhere around 20 per train, and from what I understand these are Teslas making their way south out of Chicago down to the southern United States, in this case Jacksonville's Moncrief Yard. This train comes from Bedford Park, Illinois. Not sure what the origin point of those Teslas is. I would guess somewhere in California where their plant is. I'm assuming they make their way from California to the east, come through Chicago, and then CSX puts them on the front of this train. Again, if anybody has information contrary to that, please drop a comment. Would love to make sure I'm getting that story straight as well. So anyway, when you think about the goods that are traditionally in these domestic containers, often high-end items, electronics, things like that, as well as those 20 or so auto racks of Teslas on the front, these trains are carrying an enormous amount of property on them from a dollars perspective. Again, this one's IO25, got 2 liters, 818 and 5263, ES44AH and ES40DC. Got a single mid-train DPU, 3411, which is an ET44AH. This one actually is going to stop, and we'll catch the stop as well as it's starting to move again and through the end. We did not stick around for any more trains on the day. Weren't able to get the actual axle count or length because when they stop on the defect detector, it doesn't give you a reading of length. It just says that there are no defects when it stops, and then it again, when it concludes, it comes up and says no defects again. This one stopped because per the radio, somewhere between here and downtown Nashville, there was some people on the tracks, at least a person on the tracks, who was threatening to commit suicide by walking in front of a train. Law enforcement was on the scene. They had him away from the tracks at one point, and then they had to have 25 stop because somehow he got away from them, and they had to chase him down again. So did not hear how that eventually resolved itself. I assume they finally took him into custody, but knew that it was going to be a lot of trains in the area stopped. The next one coming behind 25 had got an order to stop completely so that law enforcement could take care of everything there at the scene. So this will be it for the day. We had a really good day out there. Again, about 6 hours, caught 9 trains. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. We enjoyed making it. Sure love hanging out trackside, and we'll be doing a lot more of that here soon, especially as hopefully the worst dog days of summer are moving behind us, and gas prices are starting to come down so we can actually afford to take that big Ram out and run around chasing trains. Be catching you guys soon. And again, drop us a comment. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if you have any information that will help us with this or future videos. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click on the thumbs up below to give us a like. Also, please click on the Rusty Boxcar logo on the right side of the screen to get a subscription to the channel. And send us a comment. Really enjoy reading all your comments, and I try to respond to each one of them. Thanks, and have a nice day.